There have always been wrong decisions, but this season it's particularly bad. La Liga is experiencing scandals week after week. Real Madrid have even officially announced that they are considering leaving the league due to the refereeing decisions. So let's take a look at some of the biggest mistakes. La Liga has always had a problem with questionable refereeing decisions. The impartial referees are often criticized for inconsistent rules, questionable VAR interventions, or clearly wrong decisions. While referees in the Premier League have to answer questions after matches, in Spain much remains in the dark. If there is a controversial decision in England, the media report are into worldwide, be it a close offside decision or a questionable penalty. In La Liga, on the other hand, controversial decisions and harassing mistakes happen week after week, but nobody talks about them much. The league protects its referees instead of openly acknowledge mistakes. This causes frustration among players, coaches and fans. The best examples of last season that come to mind are the two disallowed goals by Bellingham and Valladolid. Both goals didn't count because the referee, for inexplicable reason, blew his whistle before the ball went over the line. These decisions were considered the biggest referee blunders of the season, especially the Bellingham decision. Real Madrid lost the game against Espanyol 0-1, but the match was characterized by several controversial decisions. The big mistake was the clear red card for Espanyol, which was not given despite the player hitting Mbappé with his open sole. The same player that later scored the 1-0. Other controversial scenes were the disallowed goal by Vinicius Jr. due to Mbappé's previous action, and the penalty not given against Vini. Another scandal was Jude Bellingham's red card in a situation in which a punishment was completely excessive. After Bellingham argued with the referee, who ignored him, he said, "I am talking to you with respect." But then the referee turned away. Bellingham added, "Fuck off." However, the referee took this to mean "fuck you," turned around and sent Bellingham off with a red card. Particularly controversial, just a week earlier Bellingham had actually said "fuck you" to a linesman in another game, and nothing happened. The fact that he is now punished for a misinterpretation while clearer offenses went unpunished caused great outrage and incomprehension. However, it should also be clear that the F word has no place on the pitch in general. And at this point, don't forget to subscribe our channel if you don't want to miss further content. A prime example of another wrong decision is Antony sending off in the match against Getafe for alleged rough play. A decision that is difficult to understand even after several replays. The VAR did not intervene, although the images clearly showed that he touched his opponent at most on the foot and not with the open sole. What exactly the GOAT was trying to achieve with this tackle in the 95th minute remains a mystery. However, the card was subsequently cancelled, which is why Antony was allowed to play against Real Madrid. The Celta Vigo vs Real Madrid match in the Copa del Rey also deserves a mention. In a crucial scene, Celta were denied a clear penalty after Lunin brought down the Celta striker. Instead of awarding the penalty, the referee allowed play to continue, and Real Madrid scored on the counter-attack to make it 1-0. This scene caused quite a furor and further fueled the debate about refereeing in La Liga. Take the opportunity to let us know in the comments which controversial scene we forgot to mention. It is particularly noticeable that there are a handful of controversial scenes every week in La Liga, where you can debate whether the decision was correct or not. But clear mistakes that have no basis in fact, such as Antony, Bellingham or the Espanyol game, are rarer, and it is precisely these that cause the most anger. There are many reasons for these wrong decisions: a lack of quality from the referees, a lack of transparency in the VAR decisions, and possibly even pressure from outside. While referees in England have to make statements after matches, they often remain untouchable in Spain. In the Premier League, there are also more experienced referees who maintain clear communication with the VAR. In La Liga, this clarity is often lacking, which leads to constant controversy. Write us your opinion about the referees in La Liga in the comments. Thanks for watching guys, and see you